What's up, y'all? Will here at Schedulefly. This was an interesting episode with Anthony Cerrato up in Asheville, North Carolina. He's been on the podcast before. He's on here last year. He owns several places in Asheville, including his newest place, Gemelli, which is where we recorded this. And last time he was on, we had a great, long, excellent conversation. His backstory and just, all things hospitality related. And I would encourage you to listen to that episode. This is a subject that we sort of left off on last time. I asked him if I could come back and expand on this conversation, which is the fact that, a few years back, he made a change to his diet and his health and lost 70 pounds and, he owns an Italian restaurant, had to cut out gluten and dairy and just really completely changed, his diet and his lifestyle, and to wonderful results. And I'm just super fascinated with, the idea of what we're putting into our bodies and how it affects us. And so Anthony was kind enough to sit back down with me and talk more about that and about what he's done and how it's helped. And I find this stuff super fascinating. And if you're into that kind of thing, then you'll really enjoy this episode. Plus, he's a great dude, super cool guy. If you're in Asheville, check out his places. Strata is another one. And he has got a good team of people. His Carly, who's on his team, is awesome. And we've worked with her a lot with Schedulefly. And, anyway, check it out. Check him out. Check Asheville out. More episodes from Asheville coming soon. But before we get to this, a word from our sponsor, Pot Menu, our sponsor and partner at Schedulefly. So, Pot Menu is all about making your day easier and your sales bigger. They will simplify your marketing operations, bring in more guests, capture customer data for personalized remarketing to keep them coming back. With one super simple to use platform that integrates with most point of sales like Toast and Square and a number of others, Pot Menu starts with a beautifully designed, easy to update, interactive menu that transforms the guest experience online. It includes a brand new website that's optimized for search engines like Google for no additional cost, automated digital marketing, online ordering and waitlisting, and you'll never miss another call with their AI answering solution that costs as little as 47 cents an hour. Plus, a lot more in there. So, check out Pot Menu, link to them in the show notes, and that is what they like us to say. What I like to say is, in addition to that, we have a lot of mutual customers at Schedulefly that also use Pot Menu. And all the ones I've talked to have said, great product, great customer service, great results, great company. So check out Pot Menu and check out this episode with Anthony Cerrato, Asheville, North Carolina, what you're putting into your body and what it may do to make your life and your health worse or better. All right. See ya. Okay. Good. We are recording. We are here at Gemelli in Asheville, North Carolina. Anthony, second time around on the podcast, man. Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely. This is great. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, it was ironic because, for those of you listening, we're not going to get into Anthony's backstory. We already did that in a previous episode, a long episode. We had a great conversation, and we were kind of getting into, this was last year, we were getting into health, diet, fitness, balance in life as a restaurant owner and all that kind of stuff. And we said, hey, why don't we pick this up sometime? So we're going to do that today. And ironically, we're sitting here in Gemelli, which opened a few months back, and you are dressed out, ready to roll to your trainer.
Yeah,
after this.
Yeah, ironically, yeah.
So, let's talk about Gemelli first, and then we'll get into that. So, what you all opened in September, up and down since then. What was in here before you moved in?
Green Sage was here for
what is that?
Close to 10 years. It's a coffee house slash health conscious concept.
Okay.
So they do a lot of gluten sensitive, vegan type foods.
Did they move to another location, or they just didn't?
So they had 4 locations. This is This was one of, I think this was their second location,
Okay.
and it was like their original commissary
Okay.
where they did the other locations. They left. Well, they pretty much closed up here after COVID.
Okay.
So they still have the other 3 locations.
Okay.
There's one in South Asheville, one in North Asheville, one downtown, and this was the West.
How long did it take you to build this out?
Oh, that's a whole long story. It was a long,
beautiful.
time. Yeah,
It looks great.
It took us all of a year.
Over a year.
Yeah, because permitting during the pandemic was very slow. Contractors were slow. Everything was slow. Getting materials. It just the whole process was a lot slower. It's ironic that this place took so long because Strata took so short.
Strata happened really quickly.
In 30 days, which is the shortest.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
It was the first restaurant in Asheville that took only 30 days, and the last, in my opinion. So, and this took such a long time, and we did transform it to the transformation is completely. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
From what Green Sage was to what this looks like.
Okay.
Now. But we still had really good bones. We didn't have to do much to the kitchen. We just added some equipment that was more specialized for our type of cuisine.
Okay.
But we do all fresh pasta here. We even make the ravioli. Everything's made from scratch. At the end of the month, we'll have another machine that we're going to do all our gluten-free pasta on. So at the end of April.
And you, I just ordered off the brunch menu, but is it open? Mm-hmm. Breakfast, lunch, dinner?
Yeah.
Brunch and dinner?
Yeah, we open 9 to 9, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay.
My son, Gabriel, is the one that came up with a lot of the brunch and dinner items.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I pretty much did dessert.
He works for you?
Yeah. Yep.
Has he been working for you a long time?
Yeah, since he was a kid.
Since he was a kid. And he's still in it?
Yeah, and he moved to Denver in 2020, and then came back here in 2022.
Okay. He moved out there during COVID.
Yeah, crazy.
Working in restaurants?
Yeah, he worked at El Posto, which is a Italian, like Northern Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
He went from line cook to sous chef to chef de cuisine within a year.
Really?
Yep. And then the second year he was their chef de cuisine for a year.
Congrats on having him back. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's really great.
Keep family business.
A lot. Yeah, he's very. The great thing about him, it's not just because he's my son. It's just as a chef, there's too many chefs out there that are like ego driven.
Yes.
And he's not like that. He's very calm in the kitchen, and he can get passionate and but he tries to tone that down, and he could be very keep things in perspective and be very a good positive force in the kitchen. Like when he gets super busy, he just gets quiet and moves faster and gets the job done, and it stays very positive. If someone makes a mistake, he just helps him recreate it and talks to him later on about it. Which is
that's good leadership.
It is.
Not always the case.
I like to say
kitchens.
It's by my example, but I wouldn't say that's totally true.
That's funny.
I mean, I'm more like that now than I was when I was a young chef. But
yeah, we chill out a little bit as we age.
Yeah. But he's starting off that way, which is great.
That is great. Okay, so you told me you played hockey last night.
Yeah, we lost.
You lost. What kind of league are you in?
It's a
just an adult.
It's Asheville inline hockey league.
Okay.
I'm actually the president of the league.
Okay.
It's not pickup. It's actually organized.
Okay.
And we partner with the city of Asheville on a rink at Carrier Park. We have a youth league as well, so it's adult and youth.
Okay.
There's 3 divisions for adults: C, B, and A.
Okay.
And A league's the best, obviously. I play in C.
You play in C.
Yeah, I never rollerbladed before until I started playing. I used to play ice hockey, so it's a big transition. I'm working my way up to. I really want to play in B.
Oh, wait, you're playing on rollerblades?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were playing ice hockey. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just roller.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I bet that's freaking fun.
thing. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But the rink surface that we have is the hardest rink surface to play on because it's a painted concrete surface.
You guys in there knocking each other down on?
No, it's non-check. But
non-check.
I mean, it's hockey, so there's still contact, but it's not.
That's awesome.
But it's a non-check league, so it's really good.
So you're doing that. You're getting ready to go to your trainer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're clearly a fit dude.
Well, we'll try.
You lift weights, I can tell. I mean, you're well built. So what is that something has that been important to you your whole life, or is it something that you picked up again as you got to a certain age?
Yeah,
so like a lot of us do.
Okay, yeah, it's the latter part. I spent a lot of time expanding my business.
Yeah,
and in that time, I expanded with the business, and then it's something that's a warning to a lot of like business owners in general. It doesn't matter if it's a restaurant or not.
Yeah.
You kind of become the business.
Yes.
And it's like all encompassing and kind of engulfs your whole entire life. And don't fall victim to that, because I did it for too long and I neglected a lot of my own health. Not that I was ever super unhealthy. I didn't feel healthy.
Yeah.
I had lost 70 pounds, and I can't believe I even gained that much weight at one point.
You've lost 70 pounds since you were at your heaviest?
Yeah, I've
Congratulations.
put back muscle on top of that now,
yeah,
so I'm
right.
not quite that as low as that anymore. But it's nowhere near half. But anyway, the whole thing was, it just didn't feel healthy. You know? I felt sluggish and not comfortable in my own skin. Literally not comfortable in my own skin. So it's just it's a warning. You take it for granted, especially when you're younger, that I could just
Agreed.
I could lose this weight,
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden 1 month turns into a year, and a year turns to 5, and then you're like even heavier than you were when you start saying that, and it's
a lot harder to
and
take off at our age.
Then you start getting so it really messes with your joints and everything too, and your organs and stuff. It's really super unhealthy. I don't think people realize how unhealthy it is to hold excess weight and stuff and not moving. Movement is the most important thing. Even if you had some weight on you, you got to move. If you're not moving, you're slowing down. Everything's slowing down, and you're pretty much killing yourself at that point.
That's exactly right. So
you gotta move. That's the biggest thing with people that retire and stuff like that. When they stop, they're not moving. So there's a doctor that plays with us in hockey, and he says he does it just because he wants to be able to move around when he's 70s and 80s.
Amen.
And he's in his late 40s, early 50s now.
You have to want it a little bit more the older you get, because it's just not as natural and doesn't come as easily.
Mm-hmm.
Your body's wanting to wind down. You got to keep moving, and mobility, flexibility, weight training, all these things have so many benefits that come along with mental and physical.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a moment? Did you have a moment where you're like, that's it? That's enough? I asked that there's a lot of people that I had one. So I'm just curious.
Yeah. What, do you want to share that? Or?
When I have 3 kids, my middle, one of my 2 boys is 16, and when he was born, my wife had a trainer to try to lose the pregnancy weight, and she just had all these she just wouldn't feel good a lot of times, and so she'd wake up and let's say the trainer's at 9 a.m. and she'd wake up, she's like, I can't go to the trainer today, but they had a 24-hour notice, and we kept, and it was $50, and we kept dropping $50. I'm like, man. One day I was like, okay, I'm going to go to your trainer. And she's like, well, okay, but Melissa's going to kick your ass. I'm like, Melissa, whatever. I'm not worried about your trainer. And the first thing she did, so I'm 48 now. I was 33. It's 15 years ago. And she's like, let's go do some pull-ups. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no problem. Because I could do 16 pull-ups when I was in high school.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, let's do pull-ups. I could not do one pull-up. I had to get 70 pounds of assistance to do a pull-up. And I was like, I wasn't overweight as much as I just not
using those
assumed that, because I was always athletic and in shape, that I would just be athletic and in shape. And I'm like, holy crap. Okay. Yeah. That's not okay, because if I'm 33 and this is the case, and what's going to happen when I'm 43, 53, and whatever. And That was it. And she did kick my ass. Like, it was a 45-minute session, and there was a Smoothie King right there, and it was at the YMCA, and there was a Smoothie King, and I got a smoothie, and I sat there for almost an hour, just sipping the smoothie and just trying to collect myself, because just through a normal like 45-minute session that she would have put my wife through, I thought I was gonna faint.
Oh yeah,
I was in such bad shape. Yeah. And then we always used to joke, she spent the entire next session, she's like, I spent half the next 45 minutes looking at my customer, my client, and half looking at you, worried that you were going to keel over. And I was like, I felt like it. Yeah. So that moment, it seared in my brain. Like, I remember, you know what I mean? Like, that was my moment. No, that hit me hard. And anytime I get like a little, if I start laying, I'm like, no. Remember that feeling.
Yep.
It's just,
For me, it was hockey, getting back into hockey, and I was like, I can't move or do the things that I used to easily do.
Yeah.
Before, my son is in the A League, and he was playing hockey, and he was like, "Hey, they're gonna have a C League. You should join it." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll try it." And I was always very athletic, so I was like, "Oh, I'll just rollerblade." I used to play ice hockey. It'd be an easy transition. No, it wasn't. It was not an easy transition, and especially working with the shape that I was in.
Yeah, right.
It felt a lot, and just the moving and everything. And then we went on a family vacation, and I saw the pictures come back from it, and I was like, "This is not. I can't believe."
Who is that guy?
Yeah, who's this guy?
Yeah,
who's this? It looks like three of me. I was like, that's not. So it just wasn't cool. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Yeah. And I just didn't feel, I felt horrible. So then when I started, I went to a naturopath doctor. She got me on a vitamin supplement. She did a candida diet, anti-inflammatory diet, and a total transformation within 9 months.
Tell me about that. What does that mean, a candida diet and an anti-inflammatory diet?
It's when you have like the wrong bacteria in your stomach. It's it flattens all your cilia that absorbs all the nutrients.
Yeah,
puts it out through the rest of your body. So I realized that I was have an allergy to wheat.
With an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That was a lot of fun. And dairy, because I'm allergic to casein, the protein strand in dairy.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
So, and then it just go to find out Gabe is as well. He just found out
really?
like a month ago.
Both gluten and
yep,
casein.
And yeah, exactly.
So no dairy, no
wheat for him either. And he's really upset about it because he's a young chef and
yeah.
But I really think it really pushed me to do alternative cooking. And Strata's getting known for. I mean, we're second on the list for gluten free in Asheville, and the only thing that's number one above us is Pisana, which is a 100% gluten free restaurant.
So you have an Italian restaurant, and you're second for gluten free. Okay, that's fantastic, dude. Yeah, I noticed a lot of that on your. Okay, that makes sense. I noticed a lot of it on your menu. You mentioned gluten free or gluten free options.
Gluten free, they don't even know. They don't know the difference. And that's the goal.
What do you normally eat, like rice flour or?
We use a rice flour or chickpea flour.
Okay.
I think all our, I know, not think, all our, or even our regular dough, pizza dough, is dredged in rice flour and then thrown in the oven. So there's no air particle contamination of any kind of wheat whatsoever.
Okay.
And we're making our hearth oven downtown. And then all the gluten-free crusts are done on a screen that go into a different oven. So,
are there a bunch of Italians running around that are gluten-free, or is there something that is it what they did to the wheat that changed the when they kind of
definitely what they
did
like
back in the
wheat.
70s they made it 50s, this 50s it's like this 2-foot high yield genetically modified wheat that I mean that's got to be.
That's definitely part
people
of it.
throughout history weren't going around with gluten problems. People have been eating bread and pasta for forever.
There's definitely still people that are allergic to it because in Italy when I was there they did a lot of quinoa and other type of like a chickpea flour pastas and stuff like that.
But they didn't do us any favors modifying that wheat like they did back in the day.
No, it's definitely.
Well, I guess for
it's
they
definitely
did
more
for our
within.
pocketbook, but
Well, I've had wheat in Italy, and I didn't have the reactions that I have here
okay,
and stuff.
yeah,
But it's also pretty. Um, I mean, there's other reasons why people would be allergic to wheat, like it'd be grains in general,
Yeah,
for like
okay.
celiac and stuff like that. So they
Yeah.
still have stuff like that in Italy
yeah,
that would like alleviate those kind of anxieties of eating out. Like we
okay,
do a lot of chickpea flour
Yep.
pastas and stuff, which is great. We have one that's you can't even tell the difference. It's an egg. It's not vegan. But it's definitely gluten free. It's an egg based pasta. It has like a potato starch and something else, like tapioca starch and stuff. And this one is just like, Gabe ate it and he's like, I love this. This is like regular, because he's new to this. So for my palate is a little different because it's seasoned to eat like this.
yeah.
So when I eat something, I'm like, oh, this is good. This is great. And he's like, that's terrible. I'm like, I don't think so. But
So he's really going to have to push his creative.
I think it's a
side
good
to-
thing.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. I mean this
Yeah.
is
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those weird things where initially it seems like it sucks, but then you turn it into a positive thing and
Yeah.
it makes you better. And
Turn lemons into lemonade.
there you
type
go.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's definitely feeling challenged right now.
Yeah.
He had a pizza at my house like a couple weeks ago, and he immediately had a headache, and the next day he felt even worse.
Really.
Yeah, and he's just like, I think it's real. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Because he was fighting it.
Right, because you don't want to
Yeah,
like
you
that's
don't wanna-
a tough thing to accept.
Yeah. So.
Well, now he knows for sure. So then you can once you know for sure and you accept it,
Mm-hmm.
then that's the toughest part probably.
Just in general, I think we just need to be more aware of what's happening with our food processes in general. Like a lot of weird
Yes.
stuff is happening lately, more so than ever. And I don't know if that's because of population,
What do you mean?
just the
More
world in
weird stuff.
general. What's that?
What do you mean more weird stuff has been happening lately?
It's I
Like
know
how we
it-
process?
totally how we process things and what we're moving towards. All this
Yeah.
like fast growth and fake food and quick growing meat products, that are derived from like cancer cells and stuff like that. Have you heard of any of this stuff?
No. What
Yeah,
the-
it's really crazy because the quickest growing cells are cancerous cells.
Okay.
So now they're doing this like fake food product that's kind of derived from some cancer cells and stuff like that. But I don't. Is it carcinogenic? Does it cause cancer? Who knows? I don't know. There's not enough studies on it yet. But they're trying to do a lot of processed meat, and I'm not sure if it's because if it's like maybe there's overpopulation, and they say that we'll overfish our seas in the next 50 years or less. So trying to do more farming and more cricket.
Nope. Not doing it.
And pea protein and all this other stuff.
I'm just a lot of stuff sounds really good, but all the I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. You got Earth Fair right here next to us, which tends to lean towards real food.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I mean that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about. So you go and you change your. I mean, I'm curious what all you learned outside of the dairy and gluten.
What I learned from her was that you have two brains in your body. Here's your brain, and it's in your head, right? And then you have the main brain is what people mostly think is your gut.
Gut brain.
Yeah, because
Yep.
more information goes from your gut to the rest of your body than from your brain to the rest of your body.
Mhm.
So they really think that your body's mostly controlled through your gut.
Yes.
Because there's all the nutrients, like garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
That's just the way it works. Same thing. Just like you equate it to like an automobile or
Yes.
a piece of any kind of machine
Mhm.
equipment. If you put in bad gasoline, bad fuel, it's not going to run right.
Right.
So that's the same way with the body, So your gut takes all the nutrients and sends it to the rest of your body and your organs and everything like that. And you have, if your gut's wrong, and that's what that candida is, it's like an overgrowth of like bad bacteria.
Yeah.
And you're not, all the sensors are coated with like crud that won't help bring in nutrients for your body. So clean water, super important that you have super clean water. There's also water, it's not just pH. I was told that a lot of the water that we have is dead water, where it doesn't actually hydrate you, even if it is pH balanced and says that it has all the electrolytes.
Dead water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like most of the stuff that's bottled, and our tap water is really terrible too.
Yeah.
All that. Some places are better than others, but mostly bad. But there is.
Where do you get
where
good
it's
water?
Well, they make some machines that will ionize the water. So
Yeah.
the main thing is breaching the brain barrier.
Yeah.
So you can kind of hydrate the rest of your body. So I was told that if you drink a gallon a day, maybe 1 cup hydrates you.
Really?
From all the dead water that's out there. So you'd have to drink gallons and gallons of water to get the actual gallon a day effect.
Yeah.
So clean water, good water, living water. There's also, you can synthesize the water by putting in like blue glass. That helps ionize it and make it.
Blue glass.
Yeah, I heard it. This one guy was telling me about it, Craig, that has like a machine that ionizes it and makes it like living water. It puts electrolytes and everything back into it. The blue glass, something with the blue glass. It's like a kind of like an ultraviolet thing. It kills all the bacteria and anything harmful viruses that are in the water, and helps like create like living water for you to ingest, and helps with hydration and everything. The other thing is like have a relationship with your food and the process and where it's grown and who grows it and who processes it and all that other stuff. Because it's not just enough to go to even like Earth Fare or Whole Foods and say, okay, I'm getting organic. Is it all organic? Yeah, you have to really kind of like have a relationship with it. And, we're pretty lucky here in Asheville to have a lot of farmers and
yes, you are. Yeah,
and stuff, local stuff around here. And you have the ability to grow your own stuff too. So like I've noticed ever since the pandemic, a lot of people are having home gardens and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really great. It really starts with the seeds. If you have some, GMO seeds, then you're already starting off at a negative.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get heirloom quality, pure seeds nowadays. So if you can get those and grow things and keep things going, and then take some of the do the old school way where they would take some of the vegetables or fruits or whatever, keep some of the seeds, and then plant them again next year.
Yeah.
The same thing, like do root cellars, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of really have a relationship with your food.
Boy, it is hard to get people to really think about that and pay attention to that.
With even the vaccines that they're giving to animals nowadays, you're going to ingest that.
Yeah.
So if you don't, and it's kind of a scary situation.
It concerns me a lot. People, by and large, you go around most places in this country, there's a lot of people that are unhealthy, not physical, consuming stuff they don't really know what's in it. Mm-hmm. It's just being marketed to the nth degree. Just huge, big food pushing crap products that are full of like these industrial seed oils and just my gosh, that's real cheap and real expensive and real profitable.
Right. Just fillers.
And we're a little bit asleep at the wheel with a lot of this stuff. It seems like most people just. And but there's the mental health part of this too. When you talk about that being your real brain, I believe that very much. There's so many issues, whether they be physical like autoimmune or mental health issues, I'm so thoroughly convinced that so much of that can be, not all of it, but so much of it can be resolved or mitigated with just investing into putting quality things into your body and moving your body. And
yeah, it's not just enough to get supplements over the counter. You got to go. I mean,
yeah,
really, I feel like you should research more. And my healthcare practitioner does the. It's kind of like it's a, what is it? A pendulum type thing, where your body will. I mean, we're all energy. We're all electricity.
yeah.
So, if it'll tell you if this is kind of, I don't know. Some people.
I'm in, man. No, dude,
But
I enjoy learning about and talking about this stuff
so
constantly.
Does the pendulum over your body make sure your body's polarized?
Okay.
And then it will. So if you're in polarity, and there's things that you can do to do that, like wear a diode or something like that to kind of fight off all the all the electromagnetic fields that we have nowadays, because there's so much technology out there. So that does throw off the human body as well. So then if you're back in line and then run this pendulum, and they ask, like, is this the best zinc for you? And then you test a bunch of zincs, and it'll just swing right like straight, or if it goes to the left or to the right, it's not.
So that's how you measure and know.
So your body, that's how.
This is your physician?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a naturopath doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good.
You know, and I didn't really totally 100% believe in this stuff, but I mean, for me, the proof is in the pudding. You know, it's really helped me. You know, I'm 51 this year, and I feel great. I look better.
Good.
I look younger than I did when I was 43, 44, 45. You know, because I got back in shape and kept it that way. Now I have 3-year-old twins. You know, so that also helps me run around chasing them around.
Yeah.
So,
well, and more incentive to just.
Yeah, to stay healthy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, technically we can live to 120 if you eat right and
without spending 30 of those years immobile and on machines.
Yeah.
You actually can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, look at all the blue zones in the world. You know, and a lot of those places. The main thing about those places, they have clean water, and they move. They walk a lot.
They walk a lot.
You know, they're moving. They're constantly moving.
God, the water's not something I really. Yeah, you've got me. I love researching this. We have a well at our house.
That's great. I would just test it, you know, and then still, there's still machines that you can do that. When it comes out, you can make sure that there's no bacteria or anything in it that would purify it.
Yeah, I figure wells. So we should test. I just figured that versus tap. I mean, it's from an aquifer that's like 250 feet below.
Yeah, exactly. So it's usually much, much better than.
Yeah.
But you never know what can leach into those things.
It's true. I don't drink enough. I need to drink more water. I drink so much coffee.
Yeah,
I drink so much coffee.
I don't do coffee anymore. It's super acidic, and you want to make your body more alkaline, not acidic.
It dehydrates you, and
well, an acidic body is like a petri dish for any kind of disease.
Mm-hmm.
It just really takes to the acidity. So when you have your pH balanced, I hardly ever get sick. My wife has like double pink eye right now. I slept next to her for every night. You know, I don't have anything like that. She has, her and the kids have all had allergies. This is really bad allergy season this year. I've never seen it that bad, and I have 0 issues.
That's saying
But I'm
something.
like on a very strict regimen of diet and supplements, and also working out.
What do you eat? So. I mean, what are the main things you eat?
Well, the main proteins, I only eat 5. It's lamb, beef, turkey, chicken, and salmon.
Why those 5?
They have you have to make sure that they're the least processed as well. But all of those have, most fish has a lot of mercury in it because of the ocean and stuff.
Yeah.
And then a lot of other fish are bottom feeders, so they're not really great to eat anyway.
So
salmon is the cleanest of all of them. and it has the most amino acids.
Wait, so salmon, lamb,
omega.
beef, turkey, chicken.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Those are known, well, to be like the cleanest of the animals. Pork really messes with me now. I didn't realize how bad pork was for my digestive system.
Yeah.
It made me like, it just wasn't good.
Pork is good. I try not to eat much of it. I'm about to have some pork right now and bacon on this sandwich, but it is. Well, a lot of this too is what what they're eating, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, because whatever they're eating, you're essentially eating it. Cows have whatever it is, like seven chambers in their stomachs. But still probably grass fed, better than stuff full of grain. And pigs are stuffed full of grain and have a lot of fat and all that stuff. You're just getting it in the fat.
It's and it's part of the anti-inflammatory diet. So no grains whatsoever, no sugar. No alcohol.
No grains, no sugar, no alcohol.
No caffeine.
Ooh, man.
Yeah. So once in a while I'll introduce something back in here and there, and then I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have done
tell.
that.
Yeah, you can probably tell pretty quickly, huh?
Yeah. And then, and some of it, it's just, you just got to do a lot less than, at first it was like none of it.
Yeah.
And now after 3 years of doing it, 4 years of doing it, I'm more, like a little bit is not going to make me. It's really hard to not do something, because a lot of it, like everything we have is like the sugar and everything.
Yep.
Like it's really hard, so you have to really like do everything from scratch.
So you're a disciplined dude and a regimented dude, but you still go to a trainer. Like you don't do your own thing. You have somebody that you go through.
Yeah, I'm not at that point where I feel comfortable. Just doing my own thing. Because I'm not at the goal of where I want to be with it all.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I'm a team sport person, so I don't know if
Okay.
I'll ever not have a trainer, to be honest with you, even if I was okay with it, because it just makes me try more and do more and show up.
Yep.
Yeah. If it was like, I would find every excuse not to go to the gym. Like today we have a ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
For Gemelli, for the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah,
At 4
yeah.
o'clock.
Is that when it is?
Yeah,
At 4?
stick around if you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thanks. But it's like, but I'm still going to the gym.
Well,
because I have to.
You got to go. I won't be here for that only because I got a buddy that lives in town, and we're, to your point about moving, I'm meeting him in a little while. We're going on a hike.
Oh, sweet.
Until 4-ish, and then I'm going over to going to see Marwan over at Chaipani at 4:30 today.
Yeah, tell him I said hello.
I will.
It's been a while.
It's a good dude.
He's a good guy.
Well, I'm gonna let you roll, man. This is fascinating. I knew,
Thank you.
God, man, now you got me thinking. It's dangerous, but it's good.
Well, the main thing for people to take away from our conversation is just like, it doesn't, whatever I said doesn't always translate to the next person. Everybody's body type is different and all that. Because like my wife can pretty much eat anything. She went to an eye doctor too. She's like, yeah, dairy, wheat, whatever.
Good to go.
You can do whatever. You've been doing it. It's not showing up on you, so you're fine. It's just take the time. Don't ignore your health for too long, and don't get too busy with life.
Agreed.
Because when you get older, it doesn't even have to be when you get older. It can happen any time. I mean, she had an MS. My doctor was a super high-profile professional in the editing world in New York and stuff, and just collapsed. And used to do marathons and everything else, super fit, and just collapsed at work one day. And when she came to, she was pretty much paralyzed. And
Holy
they said
cow.
that they gave her like a year or two to live. And she had a severe case of MS, like very aggressive case of MS, a rare type. And she just researched and stopped the dairy. She grew up on a dairy farm, and totally. She's in her 60s, and I was in her 40s. And
She's good.
she's walking, talking, does everything.
Oh,
normal,
because she
super
refused to accept the Western
That's exactly right.
diagnosis,
Yep.
did her own research, made changes.
Yeah.
See, there's a golfer we were just talking about this weekend, Morgan Hoffman. He was this rising star on the PGA Tour 5-6 years ago. Came down with muscular dystrophy. Went to Cleveland Clinic, went to Mayo Clinic, went everywhere. They're like, sorry, dude. Like, your muscles are going to atrophy. You're not going to be playing golf anymore. You're going to be in a wheelchair. Like, that's just what's going to happen. He's like, nope. Dude moved down to Costa Rica. Went all natural, completely changed his diet, went to old, like what may be deemed by, modern Western culture as hokey stuff. Dude clearly doesn't have muscular dystrophy anymore.
No. I know.
I mean, like,
it's
you don't have to accept this stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be. It's just unfortunate because we kind of are in this, if you're not like super vigilant about being self-aware and determined to find a better solution, you can just fall into the like, well, it's just bad luck for me, and it's just what it is.
Well,
most people don't know that.
Yeah, and it's not a political thing or a science thing or anything like that. There's medicines.
Yeah, because they work.
Right. And also, most of the medicines that big pharma has, they were derived from plants.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know why we got so far off track with that. Saying if there is a plant, why is it a plant? Why do you have to make it into some kind of chemical?
Because it's cheaper and more profitable.
Exactly.
But
and it doesn't really cure you. So they've taken it so far away.
Right.
Layers and layers and layers. The first thing she asked me is like, so what medications are you on? Luckily I was not on anything. She's like, okay, I can work with you. And I was like, well, what? And I asked her later on, why'd you ask me that? She's like, well, if you were on a bunch of pharmaceuticals, I would have to break down layers and layers and layers of chemicals and drugs that would be in your system before I could even attempt to start breaking down the layers.
yeah. What a fascinating person. Gosh, she went from, that's amazing.
So a lot of times it's
Wow.
because nowadays the pharmaceuticals are just treating symptoms, they're not curing.
No.
Oh, you got this symptom? Okay, we'll treat that, but then it breaks down things. And then they start treating all those as well, and then you're in this thing.
It's a lot more profitable to treat the symptom than cure you. I mean,
So, yeah, there's a lot of natural things out there that you can change.
yeah.
You can aid a lot of things just by eating the right foods.
Yep. Cutting things out, putting the right things in. Dude, this is awesome. Well, I know you got to go. I'm so fascinated talking to you about this stuff, just like I was last time. Love it, man. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to dive into this thing. All right, man. All right. That's a wrap, y'all. See ya.